Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. May I have your attention, please? We are going to start our class with listening module today, and we will solve one test together. Okay. I have all the audios in parts, so I'll play the audios one by one, and you just have to listen and see how listening progresses over the sections. When it starts with section 1, it's going to be easiest one, simple. As we move on to section 2, section 3, and then again section 4, so you should be more attentive. The test which I have selected, there is a map as well in this test. So those who have got issues with maps, so they can just see how to deal with maps. And along with maps, we have multiple choice questions. That is another question type which is difficult for some students. And we do have multiple choice, sentence completion, even part 4. So we will go through all these questions together. What I request you all to be active and alert in the class, right? It's not whatever is happening, whatever is going on, I don't care, not like that. Okay, try to understand as much as possible. If you don't understand, you can ask me, I will repeat the audio, but you need to stay focused. Remember one thing, it's very important to read and understand the question. If you understand the question, you will easily catch the answer from the audio. And if you don't understand the question, answer will come, you will not notice, even your pencil will not move and answer will go. And once the answer is gone, then you will be frustrated. Why am I not writing anything? Then whatever word you pick, you will write it down and that's it. So don't develop this habit of guessing the answer. Especially in multiple choice, students, they tend to guess the answers. So guessing the answer means, okay, maybe A or B, and then you can guess any answer and you want to get rid of it and move on. So please stay focused. I am very well prepared. Well prepared means I will tell you each and everything. Like there isn't any ambiguity in Ielts. That's what I say. Sometimes during listening, some students get confused and they ask me, sir, answer should be this, why this? So in Ielts, the tests are made in a certain way and then they are checked and rechecked by different people, and then they decide, yes, this test is okay, there isn't any ambiguity, there isn't, I mean, it is not possible that you say both answers are correct or A and B both are correct. There isn't anything like that, okay? So one more thing, please be with me, we will go on together. When I read the question, you read the question with me. When I play the audio, listen to the audio, and most important thing is, as you are all holding the pencils, note down synonyms. Listening or reading, both are actually all about synonyms. So whenever I tell you that this is the word they have used in the question booklet and in the audio they have used this word, just underline that word and write the word which you hear in the audio. Okay, so this is how you will be able to understand. And as we go through this listening test, there is a certain mechanism, mindset of examiner. Try to understand that. In your childhood, you might have you might have played hide and seek. Did you ever? Right? You know, sometimes you know where your friend is gonna hide. You already knew that where this friend will hide. I know that. Why? Because you understand the mindset of that friend. In the same way, if you understand the mindset of the examiner, you will be able to understand, and then you will smile. And in your heart, if you don't abuse, because it's bad habit, then you will say, inki aisi ki taisi. And if you abuse, go ahead, no problem. That's what I do sometimes. When I'm cutting down the audios, I listen to it, I prepare the test, and the way they say, something like that, right? So once you understand and you do their aisi ki taisi, believe you me, you will do Ielts ki aisi ki taisi. And once you do Ielts ki aisi ki taisi, then you will get good band score. When Ielts does your aisi ki taisi, okay, there is nowhere to run, nowhere to go and all that. So हमने Ielts की ऐसी की तैसी करनी, अपनी ऐसी की तैसी नहीं करवानी. Well, just I actually get good band in Ielts, अपना बैंड नहीं बजवाना. अपना बैंड तब बजता है 2 दफा Ielts किया, टारगेट बैंड अचीव नहीं हुआ, कोई 3 इंस्टीट्यूट्स में भी ज्वाइन कर लिया, you couldn't achieve anything, तब आपका बैंड बजेगा. So हमने Ielts का बैंड बजाना है, अपना बैंड नहीं बजवाना. Okay, now let's take a start. Listening part 1 is a very good opportunity for all of you to start with confidence and to have some positive feelings and these feelings will go on throughout the test with you, right? So that is why listening part 1, take it very, very, because when you go to the examination environment, they give you headphones and each and everything. So listening part 1 will actually help you settle down. Settling down is very, very important. Initially, when the audio starts, you will be panicked and all that. But as you start part 1, when you write your first answer, you'll be like this, okay. Now let's see. Then you write second answer, third answer, you'll be more confident. And if you miss first answer, you can just feel how it's going to go on. As I mentioned before, one of my students, she spoiled her listening test. Why? In part 1, they gave multiple choice. And she herself thought, IELTS pattern is changed now. I prepared from old pattern and now they have new pattern. Multiple choice questions may appear in any section. Part 1, if they are in part 1, what are they? Options are Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Options are 2001, 2002, 2003. So please don't have any negative feeling when you go to take your IELTS test. Be positive, right? And calm down, relax, enjoy the environment, enjoy everything and do a good test. Okay, so now let's take a start here. Section 1, complete the form below. This sentence in, is it italic? Yeah, it's italic. This sentence in italic will tell you about question type. Okay, so all the time they have 2 sentences. One sentence will tell you about question type. Second sentence will give you instructions about that question type. So what is question type? Complete the form below. It means form completion. Question type is form completion. Write one word and or a number. What are the instructions? One word and or a number. So either one word or number or both. Okay, yes, that's right. Yeah, I'll tell you something interesting as well here. Now we take a start example audio. In the past, like 2 years ago, they used to play example audio, then they used to stop the audio, they used to say hall of residence, hall is written and now we should begin. You will listen to recording and all that stuff, and then I gave tips to students when they are doing this ba 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 ba. You read all the questions, spend more time on reading the questions, even take a look at all the questions like section 2, section 3 and all that. So but now they have removed this example thing. They will start the test directly and it will go on. So name, Annu, right? Now Annu, we just think Annu Malik, yeah, Indian. So Annu is like Indian name, or maybe it's going to be the last name which is missing. So in the listening part 1, there is always a number like date. There is always spelling, okay, because they want to see, there are some candidates who need 1 or 2 band in IELTS. So this is for those who are going to get 1 to 2 band. Now, Annu is given, second name or last name is missing, and if the last name is confusing or out of the way, they will spell it for you. Out of the way means the name is different or difficult to pronounce or difficult to write. So they will spell it for you and you will write it down. Okay, let's take a start. Now, please stay focused.
You will hear a student talking to the student accommodation officer at a college.
Okay, one more thing. In the audio, first they will give you this brief introduction. You will hear a student talking to this and that. So as you hear this, switch on your imagination. I play this part again. Just see.
You will hear a student talking to the student accommodation officer at a college.
Now just imagine a student talking to a student accommodation officer in a college. Imagine a college, imagine a student, imagine accommodation officer. Because in listening, your imagination will help you more. Sometimes the students who are deeply involved into listening through their imagination, even without the audio, they can guess the right answers. Okay, but I don't want you to guess the answers without the audio. But if you are into the IELTS, into this listening audio, now you see, okay, accommodation, they need rooms, price of the room, name and timing and all that stuff, right? So this first sentence, you will hear a conversation between this. As you listen to this, make up your mind what's going to come ahead. Now I play this audio and you'll find the answer.
You will hear a student talking to the student accommodation officer at a college.
Good morning. Can I help you?
Yes, I've just been accepted on a course at the university, and I'd like to try and arrange accommodation in the hall of residence.
Yes, certainly. Please sit down. What I'll do is fill in a form with you to find out a little more about your preferences and so forth.
Thank you.
So, first of all, can I take your name?
It's Anu Bhatt.
Could you spell your name, please?
Yes. ANUBHATT.
Thanks.
So, yeah, BHATT, and you will not write Anu. Anu is already written. BHATT, and when they spell anything in the audio, then 100% you got to write that. Otherwise, they accept British or American spelling. For example, color, COLOUR or COLOR. Flavor, they accept both British American. But when they spell anything, then exactly it should be as they spelled it, right? Okay, that's a good start. Date of birth. Now, please listen carefully. This is the point I want to make. Students usually ask me, whenever there is date of birth and the question type is one word and or a number, you will only write the date and month. You will not write the year. Okay, usually what happens, year is already given, usually, but in this case, like, year is not given. Now if you write, for example, 14th August 1994, now 14th is one number, August is one word, and 1994 is another number, so your answer will be wrong. By the time you write any extra word, actually, you know, due to your careless mistakes, you will actually make 3 to 4 answers wrong, and these 3 to 4 answers will help you achieve your desired band. So at least when you are filling your answer sheets at the end, make sure you don't write anything wrong. So coming back to it, now you will just write one number and one month, and even if they mention the year, you don't need to write it unless it's no more than 2 words or 3 words like that. So let's start.
And could I ask your date of birth?
The 31st of March, 1972.
Thank you.
So 31st March. Now you will not write 1972, she said, I think. Yeah, you will not write it. Do you understand the point? Otherwise, they usually write the date. I mean, the year they write it. But even if they don't write and the question type is one word and or a number, then you will not write the year. Okay, let's go on. Country of origin, India. Course of study, very, very simple. Now, listen, in Ielts listening, there is one thing, we call it trap, and they actually call it distraction. What is distraction? Distraction is a wrong answer which they try to pretend to be the right answer. Now, the question is course of study. First, I wanted to study chemistry. I wanted to study past tense. So this is not the answer, but because of my interest in biology, I decided to go for it, but then seats were not available, therefore I am studying zoology. Yeah, zoology will be the right answer. So actually they are going to give you some traps. They want to see your ability, whether you can identify right information from some confusing information or not. So this thing is called distraction. Whenever students write wrong answer, they actually fall prey to that distraction. Now I play the audio. Course of study.
And where are you from?
India.
Oh, right. And what will you be studying?
I'm doing a course in nursing.
Right, thank you.
Simple, huh? Tars aa gaya. I'm doing a course in nursing. And how do you spell nursing? S-I-N-G. And remember, if you have the wrong spelling, your answer will be wrong. Right? For example, you've written here nursing, and you know, sometimes we want to write full answer. If you write here nursing course, your answer will be wrong, again wrong. So when it is one word only, you have to be quite sensitive about that, right? So the right answer is nursing. And when you fill your answer sheet on question booklet, I advise you not to use eraser as the audio is going on. Some of you are just erasing and all that. Just cross the word right again. I mean, on question booklet, you can make it as dirty as possible. You can even make sparrows on it. They don't mind, right? If your drawing is good. Otherwise, you make a sparrow, it looks like a duck and all that. So on question paper, they don't mind anything. But on answer sheet, when you transfer your answers, you have to write them neatly, and only for listening answer sheet and reading answer sheet, please use capital letters. Not writing. Not writing, only listening and only reading when you transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Even on question booklet, you can write some short words also, and later on you can just write full forms. Question booklet will not be checked by the examiner, right? Okay, so nursing is the answer. You can be the part of it. Pen pencil hai koi? Any pen? You came to Ielts class without any pen pencil? भाई को pen दीजिएगा किसी के पास है? Ask Yasin, otherwise he'll give you. Okay. So, all right. Okay. इसे मैं तो आज देखने आया था कि क्या होता है. हाँ, आज मैंने क्लास नहीं ली थी, मैं तो देखने आया था. हाँ, हम लोग चिड़ियाघर में बैठे हुए. Okay. So. Next is number of years planned in hall. Now let me tell you, those who studied in the university, they know hall of residence. Hall in Punjab University also we've got the halls. Hall of residence means a place where you live. So it's very simple, number of years planned in hall. Right now she might say, I'm going to be here for 3 years, but I have decided to stay in the hostel for 1 year. The next 2 years I'll live with some family or anything like that. Just focus. It's not that they say 4 years and you write 4 and then you're relaxed. Okay, kaan band kar lo, ab nahi sunna. Not like that. Okay, till the last point. At times they will give you one answer. Like there was one thing, he gave one answer and say, all right, the meeting will start at 4 o'clock. Students wrote 4 o'clock. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, they changed the timing last night. It's 3:30. Yeah, something like that. So you have to be careful. If they say 3:30 later, cross it and write 3:30 later. So number of years planned. Let's see. Answer is going to be a number, and whenever there is a number, write it in digit. So.
And how long would you want to stay in hall, do you think?
Well, it'll take 3 years, but I'd only like to stay in hall for 2. I'd like to think about living outside for the 3rd year.
Fine.
Yeah, so total is 3 years, but in the hall she wants to stay for 2 years, and 3rd year she wants to stay outside. So what will be the answer? 2 will be the answer. Hello? Do you understand? No, actually see that, come to the question, number of years. Years is already mentioned there, so you will just write 2, that's it. Okay? Yeah. Okay, next is half board. There is no question. Question number 5, special dietary requirements. Now diet is related to your food. So when you are in the hostel, they ask you whether you are vegetarian, non-vegetarian and all that. Special dietary requirement, no dash red. Guess. Meat, red meat and all that. Yeah, no dash and then bracket red. Now for no, she might say, I don't eat. For example, I don't eat meat, especially red one. For example, okay. So I play the audio and you can see that. Yasin, iski battery change karwa lijiyega. No, it's working. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So question number 5, please.
And what did you have in mind for catering? Do you want to cook for yourself or have all your meals provided? That's full board.
Is there something in between?
Yes, you can just have evening meal provided, which is half board.
That's what I'd prefer.
Yes, a lot of students opt for that. Now, with that in mind, do you have any special diet? Anything we should know about?
Yes, I don't take red meat.
No red meat.
Good. I don't take red meat. So he wrote no red meat. So answer is meat and M-E-E-T meat, okay? Thank you. All right. And don't even write red meat because it's one word only, right? So there should be 2 words. Both words should be written. Okay, let's go on. Question number 6, preferred room type. Now they have the rooms, so preferred room type. And they've written here a single dash. Maybe single bed, exactly. Why not? So I just play the audio, see what it is.
Now, thinking about the room itself, we have a number of options. You can have a single study bedroom or you can have a shared one. These are both what we call simple rooms. The other alternative is to opt for a single bedsit, which actually has more space and better facilities. There's about £20 a week difference between them.
Well, actually my grant is quite generous and I think the bedsit sounds the best option.
Lovely. I'll put you down for that and we'll see what availability is like.
So, bed sit, right? Sit is same like you spell sit, bed sit. Now you will not write it as 2 words, you will write it as 1 word, bed sit. Bed sit is like they have a room with more facilities and all that. So the answer is going to be bed sit. Maybe it's a new word for you, bed sit. But the word is simple, bed and sit. And when it is 1 word only, join every word. Don't worry, they said bed sit actually. So you will just write it as 1 word, bed sit. Okay. All right, let's go on. Interests. There are two interests. One is in question number 7. Second is badminton. So from
excuse me,
English, please. Huh?
Bed sit.
Sorry. Yeah.
Bed sit. Sit word जो है वो हम bracket में लिख सकते हैं.
No, you don't know. No, that's wrong. Listen, in actual IELTS tests, at the end of the book, they have given the answers. Some words are in bracket. So the words which are in bracket, they are optional. If you write them, good. If you don't write them, no problem. But you are not going to give any option to the examiner. By the time, for example, you write bed sit, in the bracket you write another word, your answer will be wrong. By the time you give any option to the examiner, कि जो सही लगता है लगा लो, then you will not get any mark for that. Even your right answer will be wrong. So don't write anything in bracket, okay? All right, yes please.
Sir, date of birth means 31st. May I write 30?
Okay, very good question. I understand that. Listen, whenever there is date you are supposed to write, it's all up to you. 3-1 March, 31st with ST March, March 31, March 31st, or 31 by 3. Yeah, you can write in any format. Date can be written in any format, no problem at all. And even instead of March, you can write MAR, the short form of March. So you can just do that, right? Okay, now we have question number 7. So one interest is badminton. With badminton, they will tell us another interest. It may be sport or it may be a recreational activity. Let's see what that is. Question number 7.
Now, can I ask some other personal details which we like to have on record?
Yes, of course.
I wonder if you could let us know what your interests are. This might help us get a closer match for placing you in a particular hall.
Well, I love the theatre.
Right.
And I enjoy sports, particularly badminton.
Ah, that's worth knowing.
I love the theater. She said theater. I love the theater. I'll play this audio again. Some of you missed it. Huh? You are waiting. The answer will come afterwards. Then there was badminton.
Now, can I ask some other personal details which we like to have on record?
Yes, of course.
I wonder if you could let us know what your interests are. This might help us get a closer match for placing you in a particular hall.
Well, I love the theatre.
I love the theater. And by the way, one more clue for you. These articles are very good clue word. You see that they've written the or the, whatever, right? And the. So she said, I love the theater. I love the theater actually. So the is already written, theater will be the answer. Okay, now we go on. And by the way, theater has two spelling. One is RE and one is ER. One is British, one is American. So both are fine, right? But you will write only one. And don't just write theater in bracket American spelling. Okay? Don't write anything extra like that. You know, sometimes we come over, what do you say? Yeah, like we want to give 100% perfection to the examiner. Those are invigilators actually who check this. Okay, question number 8. Priorities in choice of hall. Now they will talk about 3 priorities and there are 3 questions there. Priorities in choice of hall. What do you prefer actually? It's all about that. Question number 8. To be with other students who are. Now the answer is type of students. Right? To be with other students who are intelligent. For example, other students who are teenagers, other students who are young, who are old. So it's going to be type of students. Okay. Now just listen to the audio and see, they will talk about type of students. That will be your answer. Question number 8.
Now, what we finish with on the form is really a list from you of what your priorities are in choosing a hall. And we'll do our best to take these into account.
Well, the first thing is I prefer a hall where there are other mature students, if possible.
Yes, we do have halls which tend to cater for slightly older students.
Okay. Mature and slightly older students. They said 2 words. Mature and slightly older students. So the answer can be mature, which is perfectly fine. And otherwise it can be older, right? But mature is okay. That's simple. Okay. So mature, MACHTURE. Yeah, mature. Let's go on. Question number 9. To live outside the, guess, city, outside the university, outside the town, outside the, and by the way, they might use any other word for outside. For that, they can say out of, right? Or for example, like I don't want to live inside. Now, if they say I don't want to live inside the town, instead I want to live outside, or somewhere like that, right? So let's see, what do they use for that?
And I'd prefer to be out of town.
Yeah.
That's actually very good for you because we tend to have more vacancies in out-of-town halls.
Lucky.
Yes.
I prefer to be out of town. So for out of, outside. So you can just write outside, out of. Okay, this is IELTS language. So the answer is town. T-O-W-N, town. Very good. Question number 10. To have a dash area for socializing. Now socializing means, for example, there is a TV room in that hall of residence and you go and sit there and you meet other students and all that. So to have a dash area means type of area for socializing. So what type of area? They will tell us in the audio.
Anything else?
Well, I would like somewhere with a shared area, a TV room, for example, or something like that. It's a good way to socialize.
Certainly is.
That's it.
No, TV room. Just a second. Let me catch some thieves. Okay. So I knew like some of you would write TV room. Now listen, if we say to have a TV room area for socializing, it doesn't make any sense. Let me tell you one thing. Whenever in sentence completion you write a wrong word, it will not make any logical or grammatical sense for the most part, right? So I play this audio again. Please listen.
Anything else?
Well, I would like somewhere with a shared area, a TV room, for example, or something like that. It's a good way to social.
Shared area. So shared area means area which you can share. Like if there is a balcony, anybody can sit there, it's a shared area. TV room is actually a shared area. So this is how we go on with IELTS listening part 1, shared. And if you, by the way, if you write only share, S-H-A-R-E without D, your answer will be wrong because shared area. We never say share area, it's actually shared area. So now listen carefully what you're going to do next. Once this part is over, they will say you now have half a minute to check your answers. Right? So those who are overly complicated people, they will check their answers. Right, they will become examiners. Aha, I did all 10 questions. You know, sometimes you write an essay, then you see, I wrote this essay, it's so good. So you're not going to check your answers. Just take a casual look, like in 3-4 seconds, and immediately jump to section 2. Right, by the time they say section 2, and you will have already read some questions. Okay, so you will utilize that time on section 2 reading the questions. Right, thank you.